Welcome to the home of WWE News Rumors and Gossip in real time. Click the bell, subscribe, and turn on all notifications today. Don't forget to become a channel member and send a super thanks donation below. And now, your host. He is the most consistent and dedicated in YouTube history, Seanzviewent.
You know what it is we do here on the Around the Clock WWE News Rumors and Headlines. The breaking news. We get your review, your comments, your opinions, because remember, your view is the only view that matters. After the chaos, after the bedlam, after the championships, after the outings, after the finishes, after the non-finishes, after the returns, ladies and gentlemen, what did you think about Monday Night Raw tonight, the Red Brand, live on Netflix? New champions crowned. CM Punk isn't happy with LA Knight. We got Plan B. We got brand new World Tag Team Champions. What was, to you, the moment of the night? What was the match of the night? What was the angle of the night? Who do you think was the WWE Raw star of the night? Ladies and gentlemen, the foundation and the show revolves and resolves around you. When you watched Monday Night Raw tonight, did you think it was a good follow-up to the pay-per-view, or the PLE, as they call it in this era, to Night of Champions? Do you think it was a good follow-up show? Could have they done better? Could it have been worse? Was it mediocre? Was it boring? Was it dull? Again, we go by the weather. Was Raw sunny? Was it cloudy? Was it cold? Was it frigid? Was it snowy? Was it sun with some clouds? What was Raw to you? Now, we rate the PLEs from 1 to 5 stars. Sometimes we do 1 out of 10. But for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, now, Raw tonight started at a whole new time. A whole new time slot for Monday Night Raw tonight. And the reason for that, well, I found out from sources that they are taping SmackDown tonight as well, so the WWE superstars can have a very, very rare week off, so they can spend it with their families, with their children, their significant others, just so they can spend it with family time in the WWE, and that is what the game Triple H is doing. But ladies and gentlemen, here on The Raucous, the Brash, and the Brazen, again, we need your thoughts, your comments. We need all of your opinions, because this show is not true without each and every one of you, because there is no Sean's View without the viewers, the fans, and the subscribers. Again, what struck you? What stood out to you tonight on the Red Brand of Raw? And what about the way Raw started? What about the way Raw ended? What about the middle? What did you, again, ladies and gentlemen, what to you, were you left on the edge of your seats? Were you left wanting more? Did it intrigue you to want to watch Monday Night Raw next week? Now, as it stands right now, there isn't anything booked, any matches that I know of for Monday Night Raw next week, and that will take us into the month of July. But viewers, fans, and subscribers, we heard that LA Knight is not 100%, but although he returned tonight, broken ribs, cracked ribs, whatever it may be, we also learned that Dominic Mysterio is still not 100%. We saw AJ Styles backstage. Well, what a way to use AJ Styles. Let's put him in a backstage segment. I'm sure they couldn't have come up with anything more creative for AJ Styles on Raw. You got to be kidding me. And then you had a double pinfall between Bayley and her opponent of the evening, her opponent of the night, Lyra Velcro, as Vince Russo would call it. We know it's Lyra Valkyrie, but we know that, Vince Russo calls it Lyra Velcro. But what is to become it? And then what about Sheamus versus Rusev? A very, very hard-hitting affair, a very hard-hitting match tonight on Raw. But viewers, fans, and subscribers, upon all that, before we get your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions, we also delve into the following. Because when you look at professional wrestling and you look at the toll, you look at how grueling it is, you look at the fact that these wrestlers are going to be taping Raw and SmackDown tonight. They had a hellacious schedule coming out of Night of Champions. They had to fly from Saudi Arabia back to the United States. They had to do all of this. And now during the Triple H era, you're seeing these wrestlers, you're seeing these superstars, you're seeing the talent, you're seeing the crew, the commentators. They're all getting more breaks than they have ever had in their WWE lives. Never have there been as many breaks as we are getting and as we are witnessing right here and now in this very era of the WWE. And sadly and unfortunately, when you look at the wrestlers that are here today, and that's great, I'm glad Sadly, when you look at the ratio from the ones that are alive to the ones that are dead, boy, it is a big, big list. You're talking about names like the Junkyard Dog, Crash Holly, China, Bruiser Brody, Sika, Virgil, Andre the Giant, Brian Christopher, Bruno Sammartino, Chris Candido, Owen Hart, Eddie Guerrero, Bray Wyatt, Crispin the Ultimate Warrior, Umaga, Brian I mean, the list goes on and on of Rowdy Roddy Piper. Macho Man Randy Savage, Razor Ramon, Scott Hall. I mean, the names go on and on. The wrestlers that have died, the wrestlers that some of them died by the rigors of the road. Sometimes, they didn't have enough time. Well, you got to wonder if a lot of these wrestlers would have had more time off, more time with their families, more times with their significant others. Kind of like what Triple H is doing, giving these wrestlers, these superstars, more times to spend with their family. You got to wonder, would a lot of them not went to drugs and drinking and overdoses and this, that, and the other, and all the injuries and everything else? I mean, I'm sure it wouldn't have prevented all of them. I'm sure it would not have prevented all of them, but maybe some of them. But Triple H believes in family values. Triple H, the game, believes in family time and spending it with your family, and that is what it's all about. It is about family in the WWE. Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions. But yes, there have been deaths. There has been killings in the WWE. There have been overdoses. There have been drugs. There have been alcohol. There's been paraphernalia. There's been a lot of different things, a lot of different deaths that have happened in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment. Make no mistake about it. And it's been very sad, sometimes very shocking, and very unexpected. For a lot of the deaths, a lot of these wrestlers were young. Some of them didn't even make it to see 50 years old. I mean, what about Test, Andrew Martin? I mean, if it would have been him that got with Stephanie McMahon through that storyline, he might still be alive today. So you can even say that certain angles and storylines, certain developments might have led to the death of certain pro wrestlers due to the direction of your career in professional wrestling. We also know the updated card for Evolution 2. We also know the updated card for Saturday night's main event, which will take place this Saturday night, the return of Goldberg and what will be his final match, his final outing. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, Jey Uso saved Sami Zayn from Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed on Raw. The Visionary is on a jet perfecting Plan B. And did you catch the brand new Money in the Bank briefcase tonight on Raw, held by Seth freaking Rollins? CM Punk isn't happy about LA Knight facing Seth Rollins on Saturday night's main event. Roxanne Perez is officially voted in as a member of the Judgment Day and is now one half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. CM Punk got physical with Seth Rollins and Gunther on Raw. New El Grande Americano's identity revealed on Raw. And it would look like it was Ludwig Kaiser who was under the mask. So we got somebody else now playing that role now that Chad Gable is out on injury. It all comes down to your thoughts, your comments, your opinions, your theories. Your view is the only view that matters on this very website, to the delight of each and every one of you. Seanzviewent Entertainment brings you into the know, brings you the need. And yes, there have even been investigations into the loss and the deaths of professional wrestlers. There has been murders. There have been circumstances. There's been mysteries behind certain deaths in the WWE, not only WWE, WCW, AWA, NXT. Well, has there been a massive death in NXT yet? Hopefully there isn't. Hopefully there won't be. We don't want that to happen. There has been tragedy. There has been triumph. There has been a miscarriage of justice. There has been the elite of highs. There has been the highest of highs. And there has been the lowest of lows. I will tell you that right now. And we have felt it. We have seen it. We have dreamt it. We have had nightmares about it. We have had shocking deaths of superstars that have shaken the Raw roster. Dusty Rhodes, the American dream, baby. And when you look at the caliber of wrestlers that are no longer with us, it's a who's who of professional wrestling. And that in itself is a very sad state of affairs. Some wrestlers have been found dead. Some of them have been dread. Some of them have been depressed. Some of them have had mental health. And it is the mental health, the well-being on these wrestlers and their lives that has taken shape. But viewers, fans, and subscribers, make no mistake about it, the WWE is trying to improve. They are trying to implement. They are trying to enhance their product and enhance the future of these WWE superstars who literally put it all in the line for our entertainment, for our enjoyment, because if it weren't for you, it would not be true. Comment below with your feedback, because Seanzviewent Entertainment knows that this is your unapologetic source, your reigning home for everything WWE as it happens, and it always is going to happen in real time. Now, if you want more Raw reviews, subscribe today.